Hey guys, it's me Janelle, and I just wanted to say I hope you guys had a good Christmas and a happy New Year. And hopefully this year will be filled with happiness and like success and like no drama, hopefully. But anyway, I just wanted to do like a story time when I came back from like South Korea, coming back to Detroit because it was oh my god, it was a goddamn crazy roller coaster ass ride. From the moment I checked out of my Goshiwan all the way to freaking Detroit, it was a goddamn nightmare for me. And before I even get into it, like seriously, it took like flight time 17 hours, and that was between three goddamn flights. Because I woke up on that day, I don't know what the fuck happened or why, but like I must have woke up on the wrong side of the bed or something, or just be me being like sneaky and sly and not telling the manager of my Goshiwon that I was gonna check out until at the moment. He was like, "Dineshi, odiga," and I'm like, "Oh, Miguk, like where are you going?" Like I'm going back to America. He's like, "진짜? 오늘? Like really today?" I'm like, "네, 오늘." 죄송합니다. Like, yes, today, I'm sorry. But, I checked out of my Goshiwan at, like, 2:30, and I went from Shinchon to Hongdae to Incheon, and that literally took from, like, I want to say, like, fucking it's from, like, 3 to almost, like, 4:30, and normally, for international flights, you're supposed to be there 3 to 4 hours in advance, and I literally got there. My flight was at 6:05, but due to technical difficulties, we didn't take off till like 6:45, almost 7. And I had three luggages. I had my big black suitcase, which was like 73 pounds, and then I had my duffel bag, which was like 58 pounds, and then I had my small carry-on bag, which originally was my carry-on, but literally became my luggage because of the books, was 45 pounds, and I had my backpack, which was 35 pounds, and then I had like a little my purse, which had like blankets and shit, because she's like, distribute the weight and just pay $200 and you can get your shit on there, no problem. And I'm like, okay. And I flew United, and United, the workers, like the stewardesses were golden. Like they were nice, they were great. It's just that the connecting what we had to do was bullshit in my opinion, because I wasn't expecting I wasn't expecting that, because usually for my first flight I just got on the flight and all the way there to Incheon. I didn't have to worry about transferring bags, or I didn't have to worry about getting my bags from the carousel or recheck them in to fly again. But when I checked my bags in, she's like, it's gonna take you 40 minutes to get from this counter to your gate. And I'm like, oh great, fuck me, I'm gonna miss my flight. And when I got through security, like I didn't have to take off my boots or anything, and just take out your laptop, bada bing, bada boom, and I go down like the escalators and into the little tram that takes you to the gates, and I walk there, and it's like 5:30, in between like 5:30 and 5:40, and I literally was waiting, and I'm like, that literally took me like 10 minutes to get to my goddamn gate, you liar. But anyway, that was bullshit. And it wasn't even that crowded too, because it was a Friday. Like December 23rd is when I came home. But once I I got there, I was able to get settled in pretty nicely, and I walked over to the lady. I'm like, "Can I check my backpack in?" She's like, "Yeah, sure, no problem." Is it heavy? I'm like, "Yeah, be careful." She's like, "Oh, okay, what's in there?" I'm like, like many 한국어 check, like many Korean books. I'm like, 많이 한국어 check 그리고 일본어 check, like Japanese books and language book, like Korean books. And she's like, "Oh, okay. Do you want any for the plane?" I'm like, "I already have some in my purse. I'm fine." And I mean, I didn't even look at any books. Like I didn't even play my DSLs on my phone the whole time, because I bought Wi-Fi and I have my power bank with me, so I'm like, it doesn't really matter. And once I was settled and I had like the window seat, I'm like, sweet, let's do this, let's take off. And the captain was talking, he was announcing all the stuff, like the weather is whatever in San Fran, and the duration of the flight's gonna be like 9 hours and 30 minutes, and these are your stewardesses and your head stewardesses, blah blah blah, and hopefully you have a good flight. And then once they were getting ready to like back out for we can go on the runway to take off, before we could, they were starting the instructions video, because they didn't want to actually have to talk, because this plane was the biggest one they could fly. I think it's like 747, and that is the biggest one that they have that is able to fly. And there's like 56 rows of for the passengers, and then there's like, it's like a double decker too, and they have like 20, I think they said like 14 rows on top for like first class or whatever, who cares. But once the instruction video was started, like it like blackout, we're like, oh my god, are you serious? And we were delayed for takeoff for like 20 some odd minutes or whatever, because like boarding anyway takes like 20 some minutes, because you go from like zone 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you close the doors, and then your instructions, then you take off. And so we were delayed until like 6:45, almost 7, and then they said, yeah, we're gonna be getting into San Francisco late because of it now. I'm like, oh my god, are you serious? Like, god damn it. Because on my ticket, once we arrived in San Fran, it was gonna be cutting it close, because we were supposed to get in at 11:35, but we didn't get in until like noon, and I got off the plane almost like 12:10. And that's when shit started hitting the fan, unfortunately. I'm like, why? Otokachi, like, what should I do? Why does this shit always happen to me? I'm like, god damn it. It's like a goddamn, it's like a drama, or just like, I have just all the shittiest luck in the freaking world. It's so annoying. I'm like, how does this shit keep happening to me? But once I got through customs, that took like 20 some minutes to like, 25 minutes to like half hour. And he's like, welcome to America. You won't miss your flight. Ha, ha. By the time I got in that goddamn line, they were boarding at 12:20, and we were supposed to be taking off at 12. Like, the doors permanently closed at 12:40. They were supposed to take off at 1, and I'm like, I'm not gonna make it. Fuck it, I'm screwed. So once I made it past customs, I had to go pick up my heavy ass backpack. But here's the kicker with United that I didn't know about at the time, which I do know now, which I don't think I'm gonna fly an American airline unless I can find one for cheaper, or if I have only a singular goddamn bag. You're supposed to, once you get out by the carousel, you're supposed to take all your suitcases and recheck them into United for a domestic flight if you aren't staying in San Fran, which obviously I wasn't, because I'm like, I'm trying to go home to Detroit, or I live in like the metro Detroit area or the downriver area where I can spend Christmas with my family. So once I got my backpack, I ran, and the lady's like, we're messed up. I'm like, I have a flight. She's like, okay, go. I'm like, bye, bitch. So, like, I ran there, and I'll try to get the line for the TSA, and the lady's like, no, you can't have 3 bags, because I separated my bags because I wanted to distribute the weight. Because by the time I got to Detroit, it was like 12:15 in the morning, Christmas Eve, and I was sore from, like, my arms were completely sore from my bags, because my backpack was 35 pounds, and then I had my purse, and I was carrying my Hansong Day jacket, and I'm like, I just want to go home, and I'm jet lagged. I'm like, fuck this crap. I just want to leave. I want to go to bed. I'm like, fuck this. So once I put my bags back into 2 bags, because bitch wouldn't let me go otherwise, I get up to the TSA guy. I'm like, I just missed my flight. What can I do? He's like, what do you want me to do about it? Like, I don't know. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, thanks for nothing. So I get out of the line, and by the time I realized I lost my light jacket, because I had my backpack, my purse, my Hansong Day jacket, and that light jacket, and I lost it. I'm like, great, I lost my Manwan jacket, even though it's probably like $6 and some change. It's still $6. I'm like, god damn it, I actually really like that jacket. It went with everything, because it was black and I had like a little hood. I'm like, damn it. But I'm like, now it's like, I'm still sad about it, but I'm like, whatever, who cares, you can get a new one. But I went to the desk, and I'm looking at the time, and the time, it's like 1 something, and I'm just like, I missed my flight. I can't go home, I'm screwed. And this guy in front of me was complaining because his flight was like at 1:30. And I'm like, dude, you're gonna miss your flight. I'm like, I missed mine, but I'm like, shit. Like, I don't know where you're going, but I'm like, good luck. I don't remember where he's going. I think he was going to Seattle, but who cares? Like, once he was complaining up a storm. And then I was next, and he's like, ma'am, I'll help you over here. And I walked over there, and I'm like, sir, I missed my flight. I'm coming. I'm like, I came from Incheon. He's like, Incheon? He's like, Incheon? I'm like, Incheon. I'm like, South Korea. He's like, I just came in. My flight was late due to technical issues, and I'm trying to go from here to Detroit. He's like, okay, what was your connecting? I pull up my tickets, and he's like, it's from Denver to Detroit yeah. It's like San Fran to Denver, Denver to Detroit. It's like, he's like, he typed in his computer. He's like, we have no more connecting flights. And at that point, I just started crying. And I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? You don't have any more? What? You don't have any more? He's like, but miss, you didn't let me finish. he's like, we don't have any more to Denver, from Denver to Detroit. We have one from, it's like, there's a delayed flight. It takes off at 2:05. You'll go from here to San Fran. It's like, you go from San Fran to Houston, Houston to Detroit. I'm like, fine, I don't care. Just get me the fuck out of here because I want to kill babies. So he reprinted my boarding passes, and he's like, this is the last flight. This is the last seat available on the Houston flight from Houston to Detroit, and you should be able to make it, no problem, through the TSA security check. And I'm like, okay, sure, fuck it, fine, let's go. So I get back in line, and I'm like, fuck you, bitch, I'm going home, fuck you. And I was able to go through, and after I got through the gate, I literally separated my bags into 3 again. I'm like, fuck this, I don't care. And I walked over there. I finally got through the TSA check thing, and it was like 1:40 something, and so like I sit down in my seat, and I'm like, sweet, let's go. And we took off almost at 3 o'clock due to weather issues, and I'm like, why is this happening? I just want to go home. And like once we landed, we got into Houston at like 8:05 instead of like 7 something. And my flight, I kid you not, was at 8:35. I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up again, like because like I was fucking nervous as hell. And I didn't eat that day because I slept through breakfast because the lovely Hanguk Saram didn't want to wake me up. They're like, let the pretty girl sleep, and I'm like, I didn't eat at all that day until like almost 2 in the morning when I got home. And I'm like, the fuck? I hate you. Why didn't you wake me up? And I had no time in between because literally I had 14 minutes, 6 minutes, and then I was back in Detroit. Like I had no time, and I didn't feel like spending money on the plane except to buy Wi-Fi because I had to keep my family updated about like, am I staying the night in Houston? Am I staying the night in San Fran? I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. But anyway, like we landed in Houston at 8:05, and my plane was already boarding, and I got off the plane at 8:09, and I literally had to run we landed, the Houston airport isn't that big, but like it feels like an eternity when you have to go from Concord C to Concord E, and it literally took me 7 minutes to get there, and by the time I got on the plane, it was 8:16, and they closed the doors at 8:27, and it took off for Detroit, and I'm like, I made it. I'm really, really, really fucking sore. These people, literally, this guy had to help me put my backpack up because I couldn't do it. And I'm like, I'm gonna hurt somebody because these books weigh a fucking ton, and my laptop's in there, and I don't. And goddamn. But before, like backtracking real quick, so like before I had to leave San Fran, he's like, just leave your suitcases here in San Francisco, and when you get to Detroit, make a claim for them because you're not gonna have time to get that, to go back and get them and bring them to check them in if you want to make your flight. It's like, it's not possible, so just leave them here and make a claim when you get home. So I'm like, fine, I only have to deal with this big ass suitcase and I can go home and deal with it later. I'm like, great, that's fine, I don't fucking care. So like once after, like I was on the flight going from Houston to Detroit, I'm like, I'm fine, this is okay. Like I'll just make a claim when I get there. I made it. I'm coming home. I don't give a fuck. I just want to sleep. I'm like, I'm hungry, but whatever. And this bitch next to me, this fucking chick, kind of looked like a Russian prostitute. Excuse me, but she did. Because my phone is in Korean, and obviously there's a reason why my phone's in Korean. And the moment I was playing my game, she was looking over, like, I'm here. And she was like, let me, like, literally, like, she's like, can I see? I was like, what the fuck are you looking at? Like, so I have my phone out, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. So I just put my phone down. I'm like, I'll just listen to my music. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. So like if so a little bit into a flight, I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to listen to music anymore. So I decided to walk the line, and she stopped staring at me. But she would stare at me every so often. I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, I don't ever have to see you again. So once we landed, it was like 11:50 something, and I got off. I finally got to like the gating area in front of like Spirit, Frontier, American Airlines, Southwest, and all that stuff is. And I just sat my backpack down on the ground, and I sat in the chair, and I'm like, I'm not moving. I'm sore as hell. And my family came like a little bit later because they were running late because they went to my sister's Christmas party. And then once they came, and I'm like, hey guys, what's up? And we hugged and reunited, and they're like, oh my god, you lost weight. I'm like, That's what happens when you're on rice, ramyun, and water diet for 3 weeks because you're broke. You're a broke ass bitch. But I'm like, whatever, who cares? I made the claim, and then after they tried to deliver my suitcases on Christmas Eve, but I was at my family's house. And then after we came back, we found out that they called, and then Christmas morning I called them, and I'm like, hey, can I have my suitcases? And I'm like, yeah, we got you. And they delivered it on Christmas Day, and I'm like, thank fucking God. And I'm still unpacking because I'm a procrastinating, lazy asshole, and I didn't want my Korea trip to end, but it did. But it's not the end, like, it's not forever done. It's just like, it's like winter break. It's like a break. It's like my K-drama season 2 will return next year. But yes, I plan on going back after I graduate. And if I don't go back next year, then I want to do my internship. And then after my internship, I want to go to Korea from London. But all I know is this year is going to be a huge year for me. And I hope it is for you guys too. And if you're graduating this year from uni, congratulations. Like, it's been a long road, and I'm almost finally done. And I should have been done almost 2 years ago now, but shit happens. And as long as I finish, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter how old you are. But anyway, guys, I hope you have a good year, and I hope it's better than the last one. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and got a kick out of it. Just don't fly United out of Korea, but if you do, make sure you don't have 3 goddamn bags, and you'll be okay. But anyway, I will see you guys in the next video. Annyeong!